This comes to us from Grums on X, and he says the law, false premised on protecting kids, has now locked down Spotify to adults until you prove your ID and or photo. Now, this is on top of, he says, the internet has truly fallen. Xbox, Discord, X, YouTube, and now Spotify. All within like less than 1 week period. This is like a 3 or 4 day period right now. How fast this is all happening, it's a very coordinated effort. And it's very obvious right out in front for everyone to see. And it's almost like the audacity of the UK to push forward with this. And no one is able to fight back. Everything from political speech, opinions on immigration, to an artist's own artwork. If you try a VPN, you are accused of hurting kids, even though the VPN is for you, the adult, which that one I still can't wrap my head around. The UK and Australia are leading this charge. Yep, big shock. The EU is said to be soon to follow, which again, big shock. Some sites aren't even bothering to restrict this to UK, as it's simpler to just put this in place for the entire world, which kind of goes to the whole Stop Killing Games campaign, which is why they were trying to start over in the UK and the EU to have it take place in the whole world. And now we're seeing that work against freedom of speech. All of this came together in the same month. In a matter of less than 2 weeks, this has the force of coordinated state action moving against the net. Full control over the internet is the goal, and the control of thought and speech. Because if they can control the internet, they can control how you think. And you can be like, oh no, that'll never happen. I still think like the way I want to think. Yeah, maybe you will, but think about the next generation and the generation after that and after that. Just think how this is going to be completely destroying freedom of speech and open communication and thought that people used to have and used to just take for granted, by the way. This is from Spotify. It says age restricted content and checking your age. We partner with Yoti, a trusted digital identity company. First off, according to who? Trusted by who? How is there a digital identity company already? If this is something that is not widely accepted, how could they even exist? Never mind be trusted. Very strange. To help us identify if users are of eligible age to access some Spotify content and features like music and music videos that are labeled as 18 plus by rights holders. For more information on our partnership with Yoti, visit our Safety and Privacy Center. To which I replied, this is effing insane. And Grump says, yeah, it is. And this comes from Madam Savvy, who says, the ESRB was shot down by the FTC for child age verification, which I covered like, 4 years ago. That was a while ago when we talked about that. And it was laughable back then. And I even reiterated it last year. Like, hey guys, remember how crazy this was when the ESRB tried to do facial identification and people were like, oh my God, they actually tried that? That's insane. Of course it got shut down by the FTC. Yoti was the partner for that. The other day, I asserted companies were eager to license out their age verification software. Here it is in action. They want to scan kids' faces. They want to control what you do online. I have been trying to tell everyone the ESRB is an evil collection of women who do not enforce things evenly and through back doors, encourage censorship. They are trying to be a brand. This is FTC denies application for new parental consent mechanism under COPPA, which, that's not the place for the ESRB. That's not why the ESRB was formed. They need to stay in their fucking lane. We accepted that the middle ground of, okay, we will deal with the ESRB and their age process. We'll still be able to buy what we want, but at least we'll know what we're getting. And that has turned into now a massive overreach This is from PC Gamer. U.S. government denies ESRB's AI-powered face scanning age estimation proposal, but it's probably not gone for good. This was April 2nd, not 1st, 2024. ESRB blasts reports that it's using facial recognition technology to verify ages of children. Oh, this is July 2023. Ratings body clarifies its technology, says it's not storing selfies of users. Oh, the T app would like to have a word with them. This one from Patricia Vance, who I believe was the CEO of the ESRB or the head of it, sharing this update on our application to the Federal Trade Commission to approve the use of privacy protective facial age. This is not your fucking jurisdiction. You do not have any right to do this. No one granted you this power. Your power was to slap an age rating on a game. That was why you came into fruition. Many of us didn't like it, but we dealt with it. And now you're trying to advance your power. That's not what you're doing. That's not what your job is here. Get the fuck out of here. As a parent, I am strongly opposing this. This is not what I ever agreed to when the ESRB formed. Unfortunately, the application was denied without prejudice for refiling. We appreciate the effort by Stacy, ESRB, Yoti, and Kids Webster. How much money do you think is involved with Yoti and the ESRB in back pockets, backroom deals, greasing each other's pockets and lining them with some money? You don't think that maybe there might be some money exchanging hands between these two? You don't think maybe, and remain hopeful it will be approved in the future. And it goes into we're disappointed that the Federal Trade Commission declined it. Shout out to the FTC, by the way, for holding their ground on this. But yikes, because all they had to do was wait. And then we have Chibi Reviews, who says, YouTube will now require you to use your government ID to not be restricted on August 13th for United States citizens. Wait a second. Why United States? This is not a US thing. This is going on over in the UK and maybe the EU and Australia and all that. Why is YouTube making the United States bend the knee on this? That's very strange. You didn't read that wrong. I said USA, not the UK. The censorship is coming for everyone, and it is getting worse. This is, by the way, again, what I've been screaming about from the mountaintops from 2+ years ago when I first started covering this stuff. And it wasn't blowing up back then because it kept getting shot down. But I would talk about it. And I'd be like, this is concerning, but hey, at least it gets shot down. But these people aren't going to stop. It's what I said back then. It's what I'm saying right now. They will never stop. You have to hold your ground and understand that they are pushing an agenda, and it's always about the money, how much money they can make. The organizations that are behind it, this Yoti company, are they publicly traded? Or is it private venture capitalists or privately funded? Where is the money coming from to create Yoti? Who is invested in that? Why are they getting funded? Are they in connection and in cahoots with the ESRB? Are they potentially in cahoots with the UK government? What are the connections behind the scenes with this company? Because it stinks. What's happening right now, it absolutely smells very bad. Like there is something definitely happening behind the scenes that is secret. And they don't want it to get out, but clearly how they're pushing forward. I talked about this the other night too, with the UK automatically just shutting down the near 400,000 votes to repeal the Online Safety Act. They proactively came forward and were like, yeah, no, we're not going to shut it down, guys. You can stop signing that because we're going to move forward with this. Wait a second. I thought you were supposed to represent the people. If you're supposed to represent the people, why are you trying to get ahead of an online signature petition that is growing rapidly? And clearly, the vast majority of people do not want this thing in their lives. They want it gone. They want it repealed. They want it removed. Yet the UK are the ones saying, no, 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 we're gonna move forward with this, and we're gonna just keep going because it's for your protection and for your benefit. And later on, you can thank us for this. And this comes to us from Chibi Reviews, and it says YouTube will require government ID or they censor you in the United States. Now, I'm not going to watch this whole thing, but I do want to just present you with the introduction here and a little bit past that because he talks about Spotify as well.
Is rolling out AI in the United States to detect if users are actually under 18. It ignores the stated age and applies restrictions to users it suspects are teens.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Your Spotify account is getting deleted unless you do age verification.
Crazy.
Then Wikipedia is currently in a legal battle with the United Kingdom government to try and stop the platform from being censored in the UK. Or
think about how fast all of this is happening. I keep going back to the insane speed of change. Every second that is passing right now, it is like hyper speed, light speed of changes for something that has been dormant for forever. And all of a sudden it is just light speed to change everything. Why? It's not for the children, because why would you be saying no VPNs? Ain't no kids using VPNs, bro. Like what are we talking about here?
Even completely blocked, thanks to the Online Safety Act. I want to remind everybody how this started. This started with a feminist activist group in Australia contacting payment processors like Visa and MasterCard.
Well, it started right now with Collective Show, but this has been going on for years, if not decades, if you want to go past to the ESRB stuff. This has been going on since gaming and technology started. There's always been an opposition trying to restrict and control you, because when there's control, there's power. And there are people, just like there are alcoholics, there are drug addicts, there are people that just that are overweight, can't stop eating. There are power hungry people in this world that are addicted to power, and they can't stop. They have to get more and more control and more power that feeds them, that drives them, that motivates them in the morning to control other people. It's a real thing. It's a psychological disorder that people have.
To get Steam and itch.io to remove adult games. What started off as just let's ban the porn and protect the kids has now turned into straight up the entirety of the internet getting collectively censored back to back. And you can no longer say that this is just affecting, let's say, the United Kingdom. We have YouTube going into this, and they are now testing stuff with the United States.
Why? Who is asking for this in the United States? Let's put it up to a vote. I thought that's what America was all about. Who wants this? Where's this coming from? Who's giving YouTube the authority to do this?
This alone showcases that this is not just one country. This is not just one niche little area. This is affecting massive sites around the entire internet. And now even YouTube is falling to the censorship storm that has been ongoing. I want to outline just this in particular, how bad this is. I mean, I want to cover all this. There's a lot to talk about here, but this one in particular is really bad. For
this one, like, not even joking, I agree with Chibi. This might be the craziest one because it's actually coming to the US. This is how the dominoes start falling, because we could laugh and point at the other areas and the other countries and be like, oh, they're crazy. Glad I live in the land of the free, home of the brave, baby. That's never happening here. Oh, wait a second.
One reason alone. Anytime YouTube ever implements a automated system with AI or whatever, it goes horribly wrong. Anyone that is not just a content creator, but someone that
I have not seen this video yet, but
just browsers, YouTube knows this, to messed up algorithms, to videos not showing up, to videos being instantly demonetized or removed, to just improper copyright, notifications on videos or content ID, all sorts of things. When you have these automated systems, YouTube's automated systems usually
they're shit. YouTube automated systems are absolute jack shit. They're terrible. And they implement things before they're ready for mass production, and then they fix it or try to deal with the fallout after they implement it. And it is a complete, absolute shit show.
They are implemented in such a bad way that it effectively hurts thousands upon thousands of people. And the fact that YouTube is just suddenly rolling out this AI to be able to detect if users are actually under 18, this is going to lead to so many people.
Oh, quick pause. I just saw Jeremy Webb is here, the absolute legend himself. Jeremy, I'm so glad you are good and okay. It's great to see you, bro. I'll get to the super in just a second, but it's so great to see you, man.
People theoretically having their accounts just removed, and even content creators at that. And let me give an explanation to this of why that's important, like why, this is going to happen. So basically, this AI is going to be able to look at your account and see what you watch, what you like, what you engage with. And let's just hypothetically say you're an individual that is like, 20 plus, 30 plus, whatever, and you actively engage with gaming content. You engage with maybe content that is...
Again, I'm going to go back to, if I was not a parent, and I'll leave this here. I'll share this with you guys. If I was not a parent, and I was saying, yeah, no, kids will just figure it out, I feel like I wouldn't have a leg to stand on in that, because I'd be like, maybe I'm just kind of talking out of my ass here. I am a father of 2 amazing kids. My son is 11. My daughter is 9. And they are using their iPads, ingrained in technology, and they understand how it all works and functions. They also stay within the bounds of what they want to be around. They don't watch crazy shit or stupid stuff. Like, I am there. I am present. I understand what they enjoy to watch, and they love watching it. It's harmless shit. Sometimes it's kind of crazy and off the wall, but it's nothing like insane. But even if it was, if being a parent, if I was like, you know what, I am okay with my son doing that. As a parent, that is my inherent right. I'm allowed to be like that, raising my son and daughter the way I, as a parent. And if someone else disagrees, they can raise their kids the way they want to. That's the glorious thing about having kids. You can raise them in the best way you can try to raise them. The government coming in and being like, you know what we're going to do? We're going to make sure that we level the playing field, and we're going to make sure that your kids can't have access to this, that, the other thing. And oh, by the way, now you're going to have all these hurdles to jump over. And oh, by the way, we're going to need facial IDs. We're going to need actual IDs of you, a scan of you. We're going to need your firstborn. We're going to need maybe some additional information. And I'm sure we're going to need to turn this into an additional tax in the future too, because we're the government. That's what we always do. And they're going to use it against you ultimately, and taking your rights away as an American, at least speaking from my own. Absolutely insane that it's happening, not just in my lifetime, but right now. It's happening as we speak at light speed. Changes are happening where people are like, whoa, what the fuck? No, don't do that. Nobody's agreeing to this. Why are you doing this? Who's approving this? What happened to the democracy? What happened to voting for shit? What happened to who's deciding all this? What the hell, man? This is crazy. And it seems to, like I said, it seems to keep getting worse as the days go by. So yeah, you bet your ass I'm going to keep covering this, because I already know it's going to get worse than this. This is insane already. Holy shit. But yeah, this reminds me of Demolition Man, where everything bad was banned and everything was be well bullshit. What's up, C3? How's it going? It is war. It is war. Not a physical, violent war. It is a war of mental war, technological mental war. And it's about a war for power and control. It's crazy. The info war. Yeah, exactly. Where's my tinfoil hat? Man, I was on a good one there. I need a sip of wine. Holy shit.